New year, new me, new you, new DCEU.
Ooh, okay. I'm
Huh?
on the slam poetry. My start was me going to be like, Carl, I think I can try and make us sound like we're underwater. But I like your slam poetry.
Oh, I like your one more.
Well, let's
Can
just
you make the
combine-
slam poetry underwater?
Yeah, give me a little bit. I'll give you a beat and you throw it onto something. A pair.
Jason Momoa, Patrick Wilson,
Ooh.
Aquaman, and the Lost Kingdom will do some.
Oh, that's great. And with that underwater, I think that's a great
That's
start.
a hit.
That's
And
a hit.
I guarantee you,
I think we're good.
This is the biggest episode we've ever
Holy
done.
shit, oh my
Big
God.
hit.
Two ideas merged together. That's what, and it sounds like it's a bit of a mess.
Yeah.
But, maybe it might work. Hey, is that a little bit of
Could it
foreshadowing?
work?
My name's Oscar.
My name's Carl.
And
This is Who Would Watch This.
Welcome to Who Would Watch This, the podcast where we watch a film, chat about the film, and then try and figure out who would watch this.
Today we are talking about Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, which currently has a 6 on IMDb, a 35% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 2.6 on Letterboxd. Oscar, what's the plot?
Black Manta seeks revenge on Aquaman for his father's death. Wielding the Black Trident's power, he becomes a formidable foe to defend Atlantis. Aquaman forges an alliance with his imprisoned brother. They must protect the kingdom.
Wow.
That is on the top of their to-do list.
Wow.
We must protect the kingdom.
That sounds packed with plot.
You know what? That's a pretty good blurb.
Yep.
I gotta give it to... Okay, so far...
I'd watch that film.
Points for Aquaman and the blurb, okay?
Yeah, right?
That's great stuff.
Oh my God, that's good blurbing.
I'm intrigued. Honestly, this poster's won me over. You know what? I think it's going to be a banger, Carl. I think it's going to be a great film.
All right, Oscar, before we get too ahead of ourselves, let's go back in time to before we had seen the movie and try and figure out who would watch
we
this.
could go back to last year because times move forward.
Yeah.
And it's just a bit of
It's a bit nuts.
It's a
I think
Gregorian calendar joke for your fans out there. huh?
Look, this segment's back. It hasn't been around for a while. We're getting back on our game.
We're back in our game.
It's
huh?
back in a big way.
Yes.
Should you give it a new noise?
Yes.
That's how it's back in a big way, with a big new noise.
Oh, I like that. I like
Yeah,
that.
big new noise.
Carl, we're recording this on the 18th of December.
Yes, we are.
Aquaman comes out in the new year, Boxing Day. Sadly, we haven't got tickets for the exact day it comes out, but
I simply will not be watching this till January.
do you think it'll still be in cinemas by then?
I would think so.
Crazy.
There's like nothing coming. It's like
release.
Wonka. It's like this Wonka. That's everything you can watch over Christmas.
Yeah.
So I think it'll still have to be around. There's like
Nice.
nothing coming out till March.
I mean, we're hedging our bets. We think it's gonna be a bit.
I'm going to assume, I don't think any early word on this film is good. I thought it was also worth us doing because it's the last of the DC
That's,
Universe movies.
Yeah, it's crazy that Flash thing didn't say. You remember the Flash marketing was like, "This is the greatest film you've ever fucking seen,"
yeah.
and it sucked. For this one, they've gone, it's a film,
Yeah.
so you just know it's gonna be bad. Yeah, but it's the end of the DCU. It's
Yeah.
done.
What do
done.
we think? Now that we can take a step back,
Yeah.
that you can actually definitively look at this and be like, that thing ended.
I'll be honest, I have not seen one of these since the one Justice League we reviewed a couple, 2 years ago or a year ago when the Zack
okay.
Snyder thing dropped.
Yeah, because you didn't even bother with like Shazam 2. You
No.
didn't do Wonder Woman.
No.
You saw
See, here's the thing: you go
Suicide Squad.
Yeah, but I don't. It doesn't feel connected to this.
No, I
I'm
know,
not
yeah.
thinking Shazam and Suicide Squad are in the same universe.
Yeah.
Like, sure. What's the person who owns
Harley
the
Quinn?
that
No.
owns the Suicide Squad?
Amanda Waller?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's around.
She's around them, but
Yeah.
it's never. I always think it's just like, it's like the J.K. Simmons of it all, you know?
Yeah.
They're like, we nailed that actress, we nailed that casting. We're gonna
Keep her around.
Viola Davis. She's done.
Yeah, she's getting her own show apparently. James Gunn's doing his own thing.
Just her kind of doing the admin, huh? That would be an absolute killer.
I'd
Cannot
love it. Who doesn't love admin?
Oh, and cinematically.
Yeah.
Now, Carl, it's done. I don't know. What the hell was
What
this?
did we think was the best one of these?
I mean, but I feel like the ones that are the best are the ones that didn't do it, right? The Shazams and like Suicide Squads.
Yeah.
Well, the second one.
The second one. Yeah, I like the first Shazam. I like the second Suicide Squad. I've never seen it again. I remember liking Wonder Woman in the cinema. I thought that was alright.
I just felt they were playing catch up for 10 years.
I
and
know, they
finally
never felt like they were
They
ahead.
just finally tripped at the end of the finish line and
Yeah.
shat themselves like, ugh, we'll go again. But they've still got their poo pants on, so who knows?
Did you watch Zack Snyder's Justice League?
No, it's 4 hours long. People are like, oh, it's great. I'm like, I don't know. I saw what the footage was before. I'm like, yeah, maybe you can scrape it together, but was it good?
Yeah,
I liked it was in 4:3. I thought that was
It's
fun.
pretty, like, it's fine.
Does it nail the 4-hour runtime?
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's definitely like, oh wow, there's a much more, even though 4 hours, there is a plot here that works and makes sense. When we were doing like watching Joss Whedon's Justice League,
that was like an hour 30.
yeah, and you're just like, oh my god, what's even going on? It's funny having the context where you're like, oh yeah, that scene bridges that and does things, but I still think Warner Brothers was stupid to be like, let's greenlight a 4-hour Justice League movie and hope people want to see that when you know they won't.
Well, they did. Some people did. Very adamant, loud people. But then it was like,
oh, it's such a small little box.
4 of you? You were that loud? God damn it!
I know there was such a small amount of people. They were like, we've invested another $70 million in this film.
70 million for reshoots and editing. Oh my god.
Well, the effects weren't done for things they knew weren't going to be in the movie,
of course.
so
My god.
they should have released it without the effects.
Yeah.
I would have loved it. I would have loved to have seen like Ben Affleck in his CG suit, just like standing there being a grump. Fun.
It'd be fun. I don't know. This is fun legacy.
Have you seen the first one? Have you seen the first Aquaman?
No, I've never seen the first Aquaman. I've never seen it.
massive.
I've never seen it. I don't know what to go in this. I remember this one. It was at the peak of superhero stuff, and this one, I think people were like, it's okay. It still made $1 billion. So it's James Wan directed it, right?
Yeah.
And we like James Wan.
Everyone likes James Wan.
Yeah.
James Wan's fun.
He's done the Fast and Furious.
He
movies.
is
the best one, or
Australian icon.
second best one.
Yeah, it'd be like the second best one, I
Yeah.
think. But I mean, I like the Insidious movies, Conjuring movies.
Yeah.
Malignant. He does good stuff.
Yeah.
I like him.
So I've not seen the first. Keen to jump straight into this. I hope I'm caught up.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to be trash. I don't know any other way to put it. I don't like the first one. I don't think the first one had some fun elements to it, but was just like just sounds and colors.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember this is the most old man I'll sound, but I remember having a deep headache afterwards, like from the film.
But I like these. I mean, like it's like the Marvel ones encapsulates it. I feel like it's great for me at least because I feel like a 50-year-old mum going to this. And I can't believe that I'm allowed to be like, well, I'm going to go see that second one without seeing the first one. And the filmmakers have to go, well, we have to accommodate for that.
Yeah.
We have to accommodate. It's such a weird thing that all the Marvel films and all the superhero films kind of have to be like, ugh, we have to assume you've never seen any of these before.
Yeah.
Or you've seen every single one.
Marvel's definitely getting to the point where they're just like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Either pay attention or we don't care about you going.
Yeah, you're
like,
left behind.
Yeah, that's right. You've had 10 years. If you're not going to catch up now and jump on board, then we were never going to have you. Like... Oscar, who do you think this movie's going to be for?
Oh man, water fans. I feel like if you saw...
water fans have had it all. They've had it all.
Hang on. I'm saying if you're really... If you're a bit not a fan of blue natives, you're going to love this film. If you saw the Na'vi were like, yuck, they're tall and blue, you're going to love Aquaman.
They can't... I feel like... If you're a water fan, you've
had a great
You've eaten
year.
well.
You have...
Black Panther 2 mostly takes place like with water.
Way to water. You got that
Way of the water.
Submarine news about those guys that got blown up. You know, that's
I guess that counts.
Yeah, that was a big water.
A while ago, you had Water Horse,
Yeah.
Legend of the Deep.
Wow.
So
that's what you're saying.
You've
is
eaten well.
They were starved for years. That was their big meal. Now they got two big chunks.
Elemental, wasn't she water?
She was water. Wow.
So, no, he was water. She was fire.
He was lame.
God, and they were elemental.
Yeah. Oh my god, I just finally got that.
God, remember when he cried?
Oh,
the audience did not care. We went to like a premiere of that in Sydney, and the audience was
kid
not
next
interested.
to me with a pipe went, it's no Inside Out.
I remember that 11-year-old kid with a pipe leant over to me, and he just said, "Pixar's lost their edge."
Yeah,
and went. And blew right into my fucking face. And I was like, we gotta let this kid sit in here and smoke. And the dad leant over and was like, let him smoke his right.
Yeah. Why you have a cigar, you chump?
Yeah. Nah, we're gonna have to get out of here, see?
Yeah, they got some Tommy guns, they blew up the place. It was an absolute... And go check out Elemental, 3 out of 5 maybe.
Sorry, it's wild. Also, we had not discussed, but we now live in the Prohibition era.
Yeah. Oh, well, honestly, smuggling booze is really taking a toll on me.
Yeah.
But hey,
our friend Al Capone.
Yeah. Oh, good for you.
Right?
History buff over here.
Don't ask any more of me.
Yeah, who would watch Aquaman? Yeah, I'm gonna stand by that. Water fans have had a feast today, huh?
I think
But
unless
I think you're just intrigued. It's fun to see what's a franchise that didn't know it was ending.
Yeah,
and
be
shot,
an ending.
Yeah, shot in the back of the head.
I also think it's going to be for people intrigued to see that. I assume they haven't actually done anything with it because the marketing hasn't been like the last DC, and they haven't. It doesn't sound like gone ahead and shot anything with the other actors because the Flash had them all.
Yeah, gotcha.
So they had a little mini Justice League thing in the middle of that.
Oh, jeez.
It was atrocious. It was so ugly. It was like on like a little CGI bridge.
Oh, yeah.
They had like some dick jokes.
It sounds like it's the Spy Kids 3 when they all come back at
That's
the
what
end.
it feels like, yeah.
Gotcha, yeah.
So, I think it's going to be for people that are intrigued to see this end. Or, I mean, the first Aquaman made $1 billion. There's got to be some people that liked it.
Yeah, exactly. So you saw it went, the second one? Sure.
Yeah.
I guess if you're not a big chocolatier, you're going to love this one.
Yeah.
Carl, 2024, we're back in a big way.
At the cinema.
Oh my god.
We went to a cinema at 9:30 a.m. this morning.
We are pros, okay? We care about you listeners, huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
And we almost missed the beginning.
Yeah.
But we
Luckily,
didn't,
there's
that's-
about 40 minutes of that and a long monologue catching people up. I haven't seen the first one. I kind of need that monologue, but you get the
In
gist.
the elevator, you were like, so what happened in the first one? And I couldn't string a sentence together. I had no idea what to tell you. I was like, Nicole Kidman's in it?
It was riveting stuff.
I think you did enjoy him being like, and this is what happened on Aquaman.
It really was that. It was like a record scratch. Like, whoop, yep. I bet you're wondering how I got here, huh? Well, I've saved the fish. I beat my brother, and now I'm the king of the ocean.
That's right. He's got a kid now.
Yeah.
He's got a kid. He married Mara.
Yep.
And
Amber Heard. Yep.
And his dad does a lot of the heavy lifting of his parenting. We are told by Arthur Curry, Jason Momoa, Aquaman, if you will, that he's struggling to maintain being the king of the sea and being a dad on land.
Yeah, it's a classic. Yeah. He's got the power, but he's trying to live a family life. Very Tony Soprano, if you will.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Although it's very clear his granddad just does all the lifting.
A lot of the lifting. It's either that Amber Heard's a bad mother or the film editors had some fun.
Cut her out.
Oh, I don't know.
It's wild how little she's in it
Yeah.
when you're just like, oh, so she just is never with her son.
Yeah. That's the thing. Normally it'd be like they've cut her out, but now it just seems like she's a bad mother.
Yeah, that's right.
It's cruel.
It's like they're doing a character assassination from someone of the first one. Like they're like, no, she's just a bad mom.
She's not there.
That's part of the narrative.
Yeah. It weaved in quite well with the character arc.
Yeah, we know that the movie went through a variety of reshoots and had a variety of issues.
It's been like up in the air for 3 years.
Yeah,
almost.
they've
It's
had
crazy,
pretty troubled. DC changing hands, movies bombing, them not knowing if they were going to continue on or start fresh, all this stuff. So immediately, I think you can feel that the movie has no idea where it's going or what it's doing.
No,
it's so choppy.
It's so choppy. It's taking a bunch of like pages out of a bunch of other films and just going, is this kind of what you want? Like each arc is like,
it's like a new film.
We're going to do a new film.
We're going to do
that
Star
hits.
Wars. We're going to do Indiana Jones.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it's really wild.
Yeah, it starts off though, I don't know, like Star Wars Episode 1, the politics. Remember that? Everyone kind of likes a bit of that.
Yeah.
We're doing that now.
Arthur's like, you gotta move everybody up top. And they're like, nah, down here is where it's at.
Yeah, he's the king. I think the world building is that Atlantis, where they live, is under siege, but by global warming. That's the big enemy, huh?
Yeah.
You can
Global warming's the big enemy.
Yeah.
But a shame, the two of us don't believe in global warming, so we were like, what do you mean?
We were egging the screen constantly. We were screaming it's a hoax and all that sort of stuff.
I turned my heater up. We're in summer.
We brought a personal little fan into the cinema and turned that right up. Yeah, really burned. I started shoveling coal.
You were shoveling. I was just taking cans out of those 6-packs with the waxes and just putting fish in them and throwing them back in the water.
I brought my own plastic straw into the cinema, not using that paper shit. Okay?
Absolutely.
Put it right up Patel's nose.
I've never let a biodegradable touch my beautiful hands. The only things that last forever. I'm somebody that buys a fresh toothbrush every day, uses it once and throws it away. Those things never leave.
Yeah. So we're
Really quickly, the fact that the movie's like we're going to tackle some global warming.
It doesn't even tackle it. It doesn't even tackle it.
It's
though,
so
does it?
lazy. It's
Yeah.
so lazily done. I'm like, if you want to have a fucking message, okay, and actually do something good about global warming.
Don't make this film. Don't make this film.
Yeah,
Surely this film
yeah.
burnt. I'm sure. I don't know. I think they use celluloid
Yeah.
for film, and I'm pretty sure they get that by just killing endangered animals.
If you care about the environment, don't make this $250 million movie. Just donate it to somewhere. Get rid of that floating island of garbage. What the fuck is that about? I wish this was Aquaman and the floating island of
How about
garbage.
Aquaman cleans up his act. Huh?
Oh, yeah.
His whole thing. He's the leader of Atlantis, and constantly he's like, I'm gonna go fight a big monster. No. Enact some good political change, okay,
Yeah.
man?
Aquaman, clean up Australia Day.
Put in a climate, tax, Figure that one out.
Oh yeah, do a climate tax.
Yeah.
He's got nothing. I wish it was just like Aquaman goes to Washington.
Yeah.
And he just debates people with a rolled up newspaper.
Honestly, it's a courthouse drama for 2 hours,
Yeah.
and quite frankly, it was riveting. Go check out Aquaman. Who
He
would
teams
watch
up with
it?
Greta
Everybody.
Thunberg and they take the world by storm.
But it's still like a CGI fight, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
She
Like
gets
Greta's
power.
killed halfway through.
Oh, yeah,
and he has
no.
to avenge her by the end of it. Holy shit, this sells. This sells, Oscar.
Okay, so pretty much that's the state. He's the leader. Don't worry.
He doesn't want to be king. He's bad at it. He's tired as hell.
Yeah.
Keeps falling asleep during these meetings. I wanted to do it too. So, and we're a few minutes in.
Yeah, he goes to his dad. He's like, "This is hard, Dad. I've got this kid. So I really want to just chill with the kid." They open a Guinness, Carl.
Oh my god. This was...
I
I haven't seen product advertisement in a movie like this for a while.
No. Normally it's a bit coy. Like, I'm going to grab a can of Coke or I'm going to get some KFC. Listen, fine. They go to the Guinness well. I don't know. Normally you think it'd be like a Pepsi or Coke, but Guinness must have splashed out. They knew the big waterheads love Guinness, which is ironic because Guinness is the least watery beer you can get. It's a thick sludge.
It's the opposite of water. It might as well be blood.
It's just a can of tuna, essentially. That's really
I'm
it.
going to tell you right now, I hate a Guinness.
Ugh. Actually, no, I've only had a Guinness and liked it when I've been very drunk.
I've had a little mini Guinness. That's the right amount of Guinness.
Oh, you mean a Kahlua and Bailey shot?
No, like just like a
like
when they're
a
like
midi of-
here's a
yeah,
little
a
mini
mini,
Guinness.
yes.
Like I don't need a pint of Guinness.
No,
it's a meal.
Well, it's a meal. It's a
Yeah.
thick slurry of gluten, essentially.
When I have a pint of Guinness, it's the same as if I walked up like at the Empire State Building of stairs. I'm just out of breath and ruined by the end of the glass.
So they chug through Guinness all the time. The dad's like, "You gotta own the ocean, man, but here's a goddamn cold Guinness."
At one stage, when they've already alerted to us the Guinness, they leave, they come back. The dad's had 3 Guinnesses and he's been pouring them into a Guinness glass. And then they do that and drink and have another conversation. Later in the movie, they are stranded on an island. Arthur Curry's walking around with his brother, and he's just going, "God, I wish I had a Guinness." And it was like, whoa, you're not even trying.
No, I think a lot of the line reads, and I don't know what's been reshot and stuff, but Jason Momoa in some scenes is like, "We gotta go to that tower."
Oh, there
Yeah.
is an attitude to the actors that you know that they've been brought back for a day of shooting
Yeah.
and the script is gobbledygook and they're giving nothing. I am shocked it doesn't end on Patrick Stewart having his burger. Not Patrick Stewart, Patrick Wilson, my mistake. Patrick Wilson having his burger and then just being like, "Can I get a Guinness?" Oh my goodness, my Guinness!
And then someone just gives him a bag of money, just like,
Yeah.
"Yep, that's why I did it. That's
Here's
why
your
I
Guinness and here is your money.
Dun dun dun." Now we've got the B plot, Carl.
This is the A plot?
I would say Jason Momoa drinking Guinness is the A plot. Dare I say it's the title film. It's what DC really should be all about: consuming Guinness.
I actually think the Black Manta plot's the A plot.
Well, yeah, no, I think so.
We get a lot of Randall Park in this.
Yeah, Randall Park's really the star of Aquaman.
Now, Oscar,
Yeah.
do you think Randall Park was in the first Aquaman?
Well, okay,
You haven't seen it, so
no,
what do you...
Mantra definitely is. Unless he isn't. I swear to God, there was his introduction is him like, Aquaman, I'm gonna get my revenge. And then it flashes back to his dad getting killed. And quite frankly, Aquaman's a bad character. He's like, "Sell my father." He's like, "Let the ocean fucking take that, bitch." And then he skulls a Guinness or a Corona in that first one because they swapped over partners. But yeah, I hope he is. Is he not?
He is in an after-credit scene.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Why?
He rescues Black Manta.
Oh, huge.
Yeah.
Okay, so he is a bit of a villain.
I guess.
Yeah.
But, I mean, how's he to know that Black Mantra's a little villain?
You can tell by the suit. It's pretty villainy.
Well, we kept on saying that it looked quite cute. It's these little glowing red eyes. We equated it to like a cat.
Yeah, it's very cute. He's got little pipes at the end, so it looks like a little cat. Right. It looks like that big, what's that, Felix the cat. He's got
he looks like Felix the cat. Yeah. He's just a little pussy.
Little pussy cat. Tabby cat. He wouldn't get him. Now
Oh my god, could you imagine if the big villain was a tabby cat?
Oh. Now that
just rolling around, with a full stomach on a wall, being like, I'm eating a full pigeon. God damn. Somebody fight me.
What's that? What's the movie?
Somebody fucking fight me.
I'm tubs up.
Oh no, they've got this. This is Kingfish.
Oh, really?
Kingfish is basically a tubby cat.
Oh, very true. We'll get to Kingfish. Anyway, they're in the Antarctica. They're looking for the lost city of Atlantis.
Yeah.
They
find it. Let's just be honest. They fucking find it.
I'll be honest. Now I think about it, they're just a big crevasse breaks down. That's so lazy. They fall into finding it.
Yeah.
That's so cheeky. I didn't even think of that when I came up to it. But yeah, Randall Park calls and goes, "Hey, I found it, Mantra." They go, "Great, we're gonna go down there and dive and find the stuff."
Yeah.
They fall down a crevasse. They go down into the hole of the crevasse. They go underwater.
These bits, to me, feel the most James Wan because they're a little bit spooky. They're a bit darker. People are killed off one by one. They're thrown around.
Yes.
Whenever there is sort of like a longer shot, or wherever there's something that even is trying at a little bit of horror, that to me is the stuff.
Feels
from the
like
first
the intention. Anytime the film suddenly then goes to that like the max coverage thing of like the left, the right, and then that moving wide they do. Yeah, that's just coverage, and that's just editing.
If you were to watch, I think the first Aquaman and this one, you would assume it's a different director.
Yeah,
and I don't even like that first one, but I think James Wan's trying with a really dull script.
Yeah, of course,
and I think that's okay. But yeah, this one is just like.
I mean, I feel like they cut away from. I mean, they're sort of trying to get that rating, that weird PG-13 rating, where it's like, someone got grabbed, but no one died. There's no blood, so.
I know, but it's like you just like allude. Like James Wan's pretty good with allusions to violence usually. Like
this one, they grab it. And
Insidious is M.
Yeah,
you know, like. The Conjuring's, I think, are M.
Yeah.
Like, this is M. Like, you can do stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I think Shazam's scary as hell.
That's a great scene. That boardroom scene.
Yeah, that boardroom scene's sick. So, I think...
It's fun that DC has gotten to quite horror,
up and coming horror directors.
Yeah. And gone, that's you. They probably went, it's very dark in the MCU. They probably know how to... They may probably know how to work in that lighting conditions.
Yeah. So we get this big scene.
Yeah.
It feels like we get... It's weird because we have this big scene. He finds the trident. We do get I thought this acting was really funny, which is it's a broken trident in half, and he looks to the right piece, and then he looks to the left piece, and then his eyes slowly glide together as he pushes the pieces.
Yeah, Mantra does that.
Yeah. Everyone keeps doing it whenever they find it.
It's
you
like,
would be like, right piece.
And then they do this like shaky eye thing. And the CGI works, but you can just tell the actor like, all right, and you're going to look a bit electrocuted. All right, great.
You just imagine the director, the finger over there, like nose and face being like, yes, visions, shake.
Yeah.
More!
Oh, yes.
Oh, that's good.
Got the puffy pants, the big hat.
Look at that go. Randall, let's get you in on this one now.
I think everyone has a go at the Trident.
Everyone has a little go at the
Trident. I'm convinced they just filmed everyone do it except Amber Heard.
By the time Patrick Wilson was touching the Trident, I was like, well, let's just give it to everyone then.
Yeah,
because if everyone's going to fucking touch it in the movie then let's just give it to everyone. Because everybody seems to not want to put down this goddamn Trident.
Carl, they get the Trident. Don't worry, it's 5 months later. Why do they do 5 months later?
Because they needed time to build up all of the shit they found.
Yes, of course.
So we get then Randall Park being like, and this is what happened over the 5 months.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, for reasons we don't know, and things took this amount of time, and money came from somewhere. Yeah. Like, it is a monologue that stitches the 5 months together, but in a way that's like, we don't know, but now you know that we don't know.
Yeah, exactly. It just kind of... montages of shots of new ships they've got, and just like, this is what we got. We found this. Do you really care? We've got an army.
Yeah,
so
we got an army.
Off.
That's the thing. Yeah, I wish all this looked a little bit more steampunky.
I think it's got this sort of line at the theme park aesthetic.
It does.
Yeah.
It looks like you're in the waiting area. It's beginning to change.
I'd ride this ride, the
Yeah.
Aquaman ride, but I would be walking past this in a line. Maybe it's a short day, so I'd kind of be walking.
No, you've paid for a fast pass, and you're skipping.
Wow, in this imaginary room, I'm a billionaire, it seems. Wow,
No, you've really just pushed your wallet.
Oh, I've really
because
pushed
your partner's made you get a fast pass.
Oh, I'm a Disney adult now?
Yeah.
Like, I'm passionate about Disney. Oh, is this Disney? DC? I don't
DC.
know. Movie World?
Universal. Universal has the other ones in Florida.
Either way, I'm a Universal head, okay?
Yeah, you're a uni head. You're a unicum.
I do love... I don't know, I hate this. The world building's bad. Essentially, Aquaman has like a council, like a Supreme Court he has to answer to.
Yeah.
They're not happy with his policies.
I don't remember this in the first one, but also I'm not happy with his policies either.
No. I don't know. He seems like he's got... what is Atlantis like? I don't know. How many people population?
40?
60 billion? You got a lot of school of fish. You have to think about that.
It's true. There's a lot of fish you have to take care of.
Yeah.
How do they feel about fishing? How do they feel about us? Like, so at the end of the movie,
there's a bunch of merchants that are like throwing buckets of fish around. So I guess the fish do still have the hierarchy of like a shark's top
that's what
head.
I couldn't understand.
What's a humanoid fish? What is that?
Yeah. So it's just like I don't know what. So at the end of the movie, when they make a treaty, right?
Yeah.
Do we all swear off fish?
I guess so, right?
Because then that's just another part of society.
It'd be like eating a Swedish man, really.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, Swedish fish?
Oh. Well, that would be quite distasteful.
Yeah, that's right. You can't do that now, can you?
Yeah.
No.
The whole world's gone woke, huh? You can't even eat Swedish fish in front of a fish mammal in front of their face.
Like, I agree, because there's whales that don't talk.
Yes.
Then we've got...
But they also have superpowers in this one.
Yeah.
I don't know, do whales... They do have this. They can do this.
No, because I think Aquaman can talk to fish.
Yes.
But, so then do we have, like, what is a regular shark? Does a regular shark integrate into his society, or are they wild animals?
I think they're wild animals. I think all, like, the fish were, like, humanoid people. But then they have just school of fish. Is that like a dog to them? Like a stray
That's what
cat?
I'm going to say. Is a great white shark to them like a lion to us?
Yeah, maybe.
But then they've got half shark, half people.
Yeah.
And so did somebody woo a shark?
Oh, you're trying to go into like how this...
Well, I don't understand how we've got a half shark,
Well, would you count that bestiality? At that point, you're kind of thinking...
But they would have to count it as bestiality if to them the great white shark was a lion to us. Because if we had a half lion, half human person, we'd be like, they're a product of bestiality.
Yeah.
So I don't know how we end up with these shark people in Aquaman.
I'll be honest, if I saw like a half lion, half man, I wouldn't think, who fucks you? I'd kind of think, wow, it's pretty wacky. It's crazy you went straight to the...
You'd think pretty wacky.
If
you saw the cowardly lion walking down the street,
no,
you'd go, that's pretty wacky.
No, you know what? That's exactly how I'd feel. But you can't shuck in the
cowardly
man, that
lion's camp as hell.
He's a sad camp, though, isn't he?
He's a sad camp.
No one's relating to him, but like if you've had too much on the night out or you've struck out, you're a sad little
honestly, the cowardly lion's wine drunk. That's his vibe.
A rosé, but it's
like
not
a
summer
rosé.
day. It's like a winter rosé.
I'd love to see the cowardly lion on an episode of Vanderpump Rules.
Oh, he gets destroyed. It'd be a one time walks in, and then James Kennedy's gonna spit on him, and the cowardly lion would be in the corner going, "I don't want to work a pump no more."
Lisa Vanderpump's gonna be like, "You worked one shift and you fucking caved it in. Put your head out of your ass, cowardly."
His name's Cowardly.
His name's Cowardly Lion, isn't it?
Last name
Lion.
Lion.
Yeah, that is. It's not like his name is Alan.
No way. So what? The Tin Man's called Tin/Man?
Yeah.
Last name Man.
Yeah. And that chick, her name is Dorothy.
On this Toto.
Yeah, Toto. What's the other one? Scarecrow.
Oh, man. Lazy.
You're getting confused between syllables and last names when you realize they're both one and the same.
Anyway, this fish society doesn't make a goddamn lick of sense.
I don't get it. What's their currency? More fish?
Are the sharks allowed to vote?
No, surely not. But also,
that feels like there should be I don't know.
Is it a massacre if a shark eats a bunch of schoolfish?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, a school shoot.
That's what I'm equating it to.
That's very clever.
That's tasteful as well.
Oh, good. The school shooting shark joke is tasteful.
It is tasteful and it's tasty to the shark.
You're on fire today.
God damn. Let's pack it up.
Anyway, listen. essentially all we need to know is Aquaman's...
Oh, yeah.
The world building is bad.
The world building's bad. We also got to talk about this, which we usually do for episodes when we've done this. So apologies for not saying it earlier. We saw this in a cinema, so we did not get to take notes.
Yes.
So that's why the episodes when we see a movie in the cinema, we're sort of fucking pulling from thin air.
We're pulling from thin air. Hey, this thing!
Yeah, because I'm going off no narrative.
Yeah, I've got 10 dot points. I was kind of scribbling down if there was anything interesting. Nah, don't worry about it. Okay, so we've just established the world building's garbage, and you know what? The film knows that because they go, we're not staying here.
Oh, it threw me that they want to be underwater as little as possible.
I do think I don't know how the CGI works. I think the hair floaty thing is cool, but it's one of those details that they probably think it is a bit annoying to have to do that, and it probably costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
Now,
Mantra
is
now attacking Atlantis.
Well, he's robbing a bank.
Yeah, he's robbing a bank because
I don't know where this bank is. He's robbing a bank.
He wants the Oricolum.
Oh, that's crazy.
Oricolum?
Yeah.
Oricolum.
He wants...
It emits high quantities of greenhouse gases.
It's so stupid. I hate his plan. Anyway, he's stealing their power, essentially the sea coal. Would you call it that?
Yeah.
And then he also is like, oh shit, Atlantis is right here. Should I just fucking blow it up? Should I just do one of those old...
So they just go ham. And this is where I thought they were going to kill off Amber Heard's character because I thought they were going to be like,
how'd that happen?
But instead they just intensely maim her, and then Arthur goes to her bedside and is like, I'm going to leave you for a very long time. Stay here. He might as well just pull the sheet over her head.
Okay.
And we'll pretend you're laying here the rest of the film.
Nicole Kidman, can you stay here as well? You're also very expensive, so it's just me and Patrick.
Yep.
That's the vibe.
How much are we paying Dolph Lundgren? You can talk a little bit more than everyone else.
Thanks, Dolph.
They come up with the idea that the only way for them to defeat Black Manta is by breaking Patrick Wilson out of jail.
Yes. Why?
I don't know.
No.
He is the only one that knows.
Oh, he's got connections to the dark fish underbelly. Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, do you really care?
Yeah.
The film kind of goes, I think everyone goes, that's a bad idea. Even the council that we're not meant to like is like, don't do that. Jason Momoa's attitude for the film, I think he's playing a different character. He's like, fuck it. I quite like him as this character.
I think for me, he waned on me.
Gotcha.
I think I've seen enough of his shtick. If Fast X hadn't come out this year, I'd maybe be more open to this. It's a lot of Jason Momoa doing the same thing now.
Gotcha. I'm of the opinion that all his films he's been in, pretty boring and pretty hey, take this seriously.
Yeah.
And I quite like that he's kind of got an undercut of just, listen, I'm not taking it seriously. And fine, I'm like, you know what, fine. I don't want to take this seriously. We're not taking it seriously.
I quite like him in Dune. He's used as the comedic brawn in Dune. Have you seen Dune?
Not seen Dune. I'm very excited to see Dune. I want to see it in IMAX, but go on.
Yeah, so, I think he's really well used in Dune.
Yeah.
I think that's the best he's been used, which is this sort of performance pared back a bit.
Gotcha.
And just a little bit more...
Okay. All right, fairs.
Like Denis Villeneuve, just being bring it down.
Okay. So he breaks out his brother in sand jail.
So we're now a heist movie.
We should go for the genres. At the start, it's setting up everything, and then it goes, that's boring. We're doing heist.
Yeah.
Ocean's 11. Me and a squid.
Yeah.
Ocean's 2. Oh, Oceans. That's clever.
Oh my god, it's Ocean's 3.
Oh my god.
So clever. Basically, they're just like, how are we going to break him out? The music starts swelling, and it's like, we need an octopi. 8 legs. An octopus walks in, chucks his sunglasses on. He's got a toothpick in his mouth, and he's like, I might be able to help.
And then goes, well, that's the team, and we're done.
That's it.
Crazy.
It's the two of them. It's also my favorite
Danny
thing.
Ocean and the guy does acrobats. They're like, we could rob a bank.
Just Danny Ocean and Don Cheadle. Scott Kahn and... Scott Kahn and Danny Ocean. Here we go.
They go to the... I quite like the idea of a sand prison. But
Same.
But I do think it's funny. One, that the film goes, we're not going to the ocean. And two, the fatal flaw of this desert prison is it's next to the ocean.
I know.
The one
So
thing,
close to the ocean.
This guy seems to get all his powers from water. You put it 20 meters away from the ocean?
It's a soft 100-meter jog to the ocean. If there's just a high tide, you run at risk of him breaking up.
If it's a high tide, it'll go down because the prison's like in a chasm. So if you get a big wave, they're gone.
They're done. They're dunskies. So, Jason Momoa is also given an invisible piece of clothing that he refuses to fucking use. He's always as soon as he does something with invisibility, he just taps out of it.
Yeah, he's like, that's enough.
He's like, that's enough. We need to see me. Even though I know it's important, nobody sees me.
It's weird that they would even bother with this. I don't know what this paid off.
I think it was Jason Momoa gets a break.
Yeah.
2, I think if people were to actually care... The brother did so much murder in the last movie.
Yes, if it was revealed that he was breaking him out.
Yeah, the king of Atlantis was breaking him out. Bad PR.
Bad PR.
Bad PR.
I'm glad that when the world takes into account PR.
Oh, absolutely.
I assume there's some evil fish news or something.
Oh, I assume there's a big puffer fish that's always looking for the next scoop.
Oh, of course. He's got that little trilby hat on.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's got a little pencil in his mouth. He's trying to get the
when he's a scoop, just puffs up.
Yeah. Gets super aroused by the idea of a scoop. Oh,
I'd love to see all the President's Men from the point of view of an eel and a puffer fish.
They would nail it.
They'd nail it.
Oh, God.
Shark Tale.
Oh, that's pretty much just Shark Tale. I will say this. I think Shark Tale, the city, looked better than this city.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And Martin Scorsese was in that one.
I know. Martin Scorsese's not in this one.
Well, he's that pufferfish that breaks the scoop.
So, oh god, if there was a pufferfish that was looking for a scoop, this movie's a 10. Unfortunately, there is not one, but we get this octopus that I vibe the hell out of.
The octopus is the best character. He's a bit coy, a bit cheeky.
Doesn't talk.
No.
Keeps it easy.
Maybe 3 scenes. I'm loving him.
Oh my god, this octopus, I want to know what's his family like.
Yeah.
How does he fit through such tight little areas?
Oh, yeah.
What's he doing on a day off? What would he consider a perfect date?
Yeah. Do you want to fuck this octopi?
Maybe. I don't know. What do you want from me? 8 tentacles? It's a lot. It's a lot to handle. I've only got 4 limbs. Fuck it.
They break out, and they're good.
Yeah, they're fine. They break him out with ease.
Yeah, ease.
Let's face it.
Yeah.
I did quite like him
It seems like this guy's the Hitler of the ocean world.
Yeah.
And he got out pretty easily.
He did. They also seemingly brought in a Timothy Chalamet and then put over Patrick Wilson's head, and it's weird. He then gets covered by the ocean and he gets so goddamn buff.
Oh yeah.
He gets so fucking buff. And they're
Patrick.
when putting a shirt on him immediately, he's tired from being this buff.
Oh god, he must have to do all the water weight stuff. Now,
lose all your water weight for a water film? That's poetry.
Okay, so this is my favorite, again, world building now. Now, he's out. He's like, all right, I'll help you. We need to go to the slum fish world. I don't know why, but they've built a bunch of old shipwrecks where the naughty fish hang out. Why would...
I love that they've got slums in the ocean.
Of course.
Yeah.
You'd think anyone could live anywhere. But it seems like Atlantis is the high society, and then you got the slummy area.
I can only imagine that when James Cameron went down in a submarine, this is what he saw.
Of course.
If he saw this movie, he's like, they're nailing it. He's like, this is exactly what it felt like to go this deep.
I would love him watching Avatar, him making Avatar. Guys, I've just heard Aquaman's coming out. We gotta beat it. I've seen some of the rushes. Wow.
He's like, guys, did we shoot on film? Burn it. We are starting again and we're going land. We can't even... They've barely got any sea in their movie, but we can take their land scenes.
Okay, this is now when they're going to be doing Star Wars Episode 4.
Oh, yeah.
They go to...
the cantina. Let's face it, they go to the fucking cantina and Jabba the Hutt's there.
Yeah. I will say, big shout out to Martin Short for such a small role, but a throwback to him playing Primoger. God, he's got a great voice.
He's giving everything.
This Jabba the Hutt's like, hey, I'm gonna fuck you. You can't fucking stop me. Aquaman touches like, oh shit, okay, I'll tell you everything.
Oh, I love it. The big kingfish. You need to imagine a giant, bloated, human-esque version of a kingfish.
Yes. Big
ol' ears. They keep perking up.
Of course.
I love his little ears that were perking up. And Martin Short's a high little voice trying to have a power play.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
It's good.
We've also got an octopus on the drums. There was a lot more of this stuff in the first one.
I see. I feel like maybe I'd hate this in the first one because we haven't got any of it. I don't know what I want, but I maybe I wanted a little bit more of this.
Yeah.
It kind of flip-flops, you know?
This movie, so far to me, feels exactly like a cartoon.
It feels like a cartoon.
Like, and
doesn't it?
they're doing cartoon weird takes and weird performances.
The
and,
writing's kind of that
yeah,
style.
it's very
Even like the
cartoony.
sets and stuff felt very cartoony-esque,
Yeah.
you know?
Like-
Scooby-Doo, like they've done one big wide and then they're going to just zoom into all the areas and they're going
Yeah.
to use those. Because the sets they're big. They definitely look a bit like sets.
Sometimes I think the sets are good.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, oh, they built that. Fuck yeah.
It's fun when they build the stuff. I
Yeah.
think the internal of the submarine was a bit of a...
Oh, that was bland as hell.
Yeah.
It was a wide open space in a single chair.
Yeah.
It was just fucking catering.
The lighting was pretty... Also, it was just...
The lighting?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It was just like, it's all lit.
Yeah. They were like, we need a lamp here.
Yeah.
And everywhere else.
Anyway, they get the information. They've got to go to
The island.
Devil's Deep.
They've now got to go to Devil's Deep, the island.
Yeah.
Me and you kept on having a very fun chuckle about words on screens
Yes.
popping up because they kept on being like, somewhere in the Pacific.
Because every other like Fast and Furious, you got like we're in London, we're in Paris, and you get the vibe of we've been movements. Whereas this one's all sea based. They're like Atlantic Ocean. There's no real landmarks in that. Fuck it, the Indiana Ocean. They just keep swapping oceans. So they're having a long time over the world, and it doesn't really feel like they've moved anywhere because it's all blue.
They're always very tired when they get out of the water. But they get their strength when they're in the water. So I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know how the water works.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
Because Patrick Wilson's like, oh, did you bring me any water? And Jason's like, I drunk it.
Yeah.
So I reckon he should have spat on him.
The octopus did. And then Jason was like, it's piss.
Oh, yeah. Remember that weird gag where they keep on getting pissed on?
Yeah.
Jason Momoa has this thing where his baby keeps peeing in his mouth.
Yeah.
Comedy didn't hit for me. Thoughts for you?
Oh, it didn't. And then Amber Heard forcefully put the piss into his
Oh,
mouth.
that's right, yeah.
Yeah, which, I don't know, I would have cut that, but hey, that's just me. We're on the island, now we're doing Indiana Jones.
Yeah, now it's Indiana Jones, and they're like, look at this mysterious island.
But they're not even on the water, because don't they both lose their powers? They're just kind of dudes
I don't know.
up
They're
here.
still really strong. They
Yeah.
get chased by bugs, and flowers start eating things,
Yeah.
and I didn't understand that on this island is where Black Manta set up his base.
Yes.
That did not click with me until we got there.
Well, 'cause
did
all
you realize that?
I had an inkling they were here, but I didn't really... Well, don't give me that look.
I'm fucking rolling. You did not. Nobody could follow this plot.
I
This
wasn't
is
following. I
nonsense.
assumed they're around here. They didn't say they were going to get a MacGuffin. They were guys. I didn't connect that the vault. They were literally in the volcano. I think that's insane.
Oh yeah, that was insane.
yeah. But I assumed that's why they were here. What did you think? They were trying to get something?
Honestly, if you'd asked me in the moment, I couldn't have told you. I just assumed they were there.
I was there. It's kind of like a vibe movie. This one, it's just like let's just experiment.
I just thought they were finding out about themselves. Like it was just.
Well,
like
that's what the film wants you to believe. It's just
Yeah.
sort of like, hey, they're brothers and they hate each other in that first one, but don't they love each other?
Like they're learning to love again, and I
Yeah.
think that's what matters.
Yeah.
But if the movie slowed down to them being at a campfire, swapping stories like My Dinner with Andre,
Yeah.
that would have been so beautiful.
I think we pitched a lot of good films here, and
We
sadly,
have.
the film's taken the worst of
I
all.
know they haven't used any of these pictures. How would they not have hindsight? What do you mean that these filmmakers don't have hindsight?
We get the metaphor of the film or the message.
you could pitch this.
So they're getting chased by bugs. There's a massive statue. No idea why. They read the banner. Kings have to make bridges. And then they push the statue over and walk over across it. And then Jason Momoa knocks the bridge down. And remember that kings make bridges. Even though he found a bridge, knocked it over. So that's the message, I guess. That's what we're taking away from the film.
Yeah,
So,
we love Bridges.
yeah.
I wish Ludacris Bridges was in this.
Or Jeff.
A little bit of Jeff Bridges in this.
Oh, my God.
I think Jason Momoa is going to become the new Jeff Bridges when he's older.
You reckon?
And do those like R.I.P.D. and True Grit roles where he sort of like mumbles and has fun.
Oh, that's fine. I don't mind that.
Yeah.
Is that his flair? Is that what he does?
That's what he does now. Jeff Bridges is the same in like every movie now.
How dare you?
I'm not afraid to say it.
Oh, it's brave. Okay, I guess
Come at me, Jeff.
Okay, now we're doing, I guess, Star Wars. They're in the Stormtrooper cave, I guess.
Yeah.
They even
And
look a bit like Stormtroopers.
They
They're
do,
wearing
don't
those
they?
they all have this ancient technology, but it just kind of looks like
modern
stuff. It's pretty
I
crazy.
get that like these worlds were meant to be way more developed than
But
us.
they looked, and we'll get into spoilers, the film turns into Lord of the Rings. These are all knights-esque. They're all wearing knights armor. I have no idea where they got these, like, electricity things. Anyway.
So we have a big fight. One of them touches the trident, and they find out that what they're really looking for is the lost city.
Yes.
Right? Now, this threw you.
It threw me completely.
Because you're like, Atlantis is the lost city.
Yeah.
So this is a 7th city that's lost. And it's called...
It's got some bullshit name.
Necros.
Necros. Yeah, I think that's right, because like necromancy or something like that. It sounds like
Necros.
that. Yeah.
Because that's what I thought they were on the island. I thought they were at Necros.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
You're same face now?
Yeah.
You thought the lost city underwater was on the land.
Where else would it be? Where else would it be? Where would they check to look?
Yeah, if you lost it, it would be made.
Yeah, where would it be? Could you imagine they're going to be walking around there like, oh my god, I cannot believe we've lost that
around
city.
the ocean. Where the fuck
is it gone? And people will be like, oh, have you checked up there? No, I won't have a look.
Won't have a look.
Not safe up there.
It's a water city. Don't be ridiculous. It's crazy they lost 2 cities. Why did they do this?
Imagine if we lost Melbourne. Imagine if we were like, oh my god, we lost
Where'd
Melbourne.
they go? At least we've still got Brisbane and Sydney. Huh? 2 of them? Shit. What we got left? Adelaide?
Adelaide?
Where's my gun? Have you checked the ocean?
Yeah.
The last place you'd look.
Shout out to our listeners in Adelaide.
Shout out to them.
They're fine. Talk to Me was shot there. They're having a good year.
Fuck this. I don't like it.
Yeah, neither. They have a big fight. This is the most cartoonish it gets.
Oh, it's
so
so
do you
good.
remember Patrick Wilson gets punched in the face and he like slides across the floor? It's like, eee!
Yeah, I think that is probably the best thing in the whole film. I think that's so fun. Him getting punched and then sliding into frame, hands by his side, like he's just been blown up by a cartoon bomb going, meep. It's wow.
It feels like you could even hear the composer restraining themselves from going wah, wah, wah. Just being like, hold that horn. Hold that fucking horn.
Fucking do this shit. We're trying to make some good shit here, man.
Let this scene play out, I swear to God.
Oh, man, I don't know.
Okay, so Jason Momoa almost gets killed.
Yes.
Mara comes and saves him.
Yeah.
They then realize that to reawaken the city, they need somebody from their bloodline.
Yes.
And they go, well, as long as they've got
Andrew
Mum,
Mahert,
me and Arthur, we're fine. And that's when Arthur goes, the baby.
the baby. Shit.
Cut to the dad's finishing a beautiful Guinness.
Yeah. And I'm seeing he's got a big bit of foam on it, 50-50.
Oh,
and
so
he's got a nice little milk moustache.
Oh.
I can't believe the film stays on this shot. It's pretty much a 4-minute, just him sipping a Guinness by a fireplace, reminiscing. It's kind of beautiful.
Words come up at the bottom going, ask your local concession stand now to stock.
Yeah. It is also a bit distasteful, though. He is not watching the baby. So,
He's not.
And he's having a drink with a Guinness.
He's pouring it over the baby. He's going, does this count as a baptism?
It's Catholic, technically. It's an Irish drink. It's an Irish baptism.
He's going, my goodness, my goodness. Look at this baby.
The kid gets ganged.
Yeah, the kid I hated that. I kept on being like, this is the last one of these. Is anyone going to die?
Yeah.
And they stab the dad, and Black Mantra's still just like, I'm going to leave you to die.
Yeah.
I'm like, just kill him.
I don't know why they don't. I don't know why. Like, it's
They're
just
so afraid to kill anyone.
I think it's just so they have the option to use anyone and go in any direction, right?
Yeah.
And I guess they're like, shit, if someone gets cancelled,
Yeah.
then we need to focus on just the dad being a babysitter. You
Yeah.
know, maybe they're quite, they were forethinking.
a big war breaks out, I
Yeah.
guess. We've also had Gimli from Lord of the Rings voicing
He's
character.
a lobster.
He's a lobster.
This is the Lord of the Rings section now, because now
Yeah.
they're storming like Hellgate or Watergate.
This like finale
Yeah.
is just tridents being thrown at one another.
Yeah.
Might as well be watching a game of worldwide darts.
Oh, at one point, one of the darts goes through one of the darts. And that's
Yeah.
a famous thing you can do.
There's
Okay, let's just get up. So we've got Randall Park and the villain. They're going over to the Ice Kingdom. We should also say the master plan is find the lost city and then use global warming to warm the ice.
well, but the main plan is to just kill Arthur.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I'm going to kill the world, but I also want to use that to kill Arthur.
Yeah.
And it seems like a bad deal.
It seems like it's like, oh, I want to make someone starve to death. How about I starve the entire world?
Yeah.
Seems like, probably could have just focused in on that.
Tis silly.
Yeah. What's
Tis
Aquaman's
silly.
power? Like, what's his power? Like, why can't someone kill Aquaman?
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a fish.
Yeah.
I mean, if you dangle a hook, why don't you just take it?
Get him. That is good because that character's never been taken down a pin. You know?
No, he hasn't.
Yeah.
He's a very cocky character.
Yeah.
He's usually a cut above Batman. We've brought him to his level.
Yeah, exactly. That damn
great.
fish, huh?
Huh?
Take an L.
Huh?
Take a fucking L. Now, we should set the scene. So these two, Randall Park and the villain, go into do the Trident thing. Global warming's happening around us. We've got their submarine, which is kind of just staying back and figuring it out. And then the big army is storming the Ice Kingdom.
It's a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah.
Went just dazed through it.
Yeah.
It was just nothing to me.
The Aquaman, I think a fun bit is Aquaman gets some whales, and some whales use their whale powers to blow up a submarine.
Yeah.
I didn't know whales had that in them, but good for them, huh?
They do. You always forget that.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
always
herd
forget.
mentality.
That's why they're called killer whales. Normally they go around mine powering, blowing up oil rigs. They're kind of the Greenpeace of the ocean.
They are. They'll kill you.
Yeah.
They'll fucking kill you.
They'll fucking kill you.
Never cross a whale.
Oh no.
Never cross a whale. If there's one lifelong tip I've learned from my travels,
Yeah.
you never cross a goddamn whale.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
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 And if you're having a whale of a time, let it be heard.
Well, let it be heard and let it be informed.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want a whale to be not aware that you're having a whale of a time.
They'll kill if
Yeah.
they don't know there's positive feedback.
Yeah. Here's the thing. They're very insecure, but they will kill.
Yeah. It's getting so hot in here. Are you feeling the
I'm pretty
fucking
toasty.
heat?
I'm pretty toasty. It was the global warming, isn't
Oh,
it?
God. Yeah, it
Can we
is.
just talk about the global warming message? I don't think they have anything to say.
No, they have nothing new to say
It's weird
about
they
it.
have, like... Because at the end, Aquaman's like, oh, we're all going to team up and we're going to stop global warming because, like, Atlantis is, like, breaking and sinking. Which seems weird. It feels like they should get more space about if global warming's happening.
It's, leave the audience with something they can actually attain. Like,
Yeah.
if he had left, hey, when you leave a room, turn the light off.
Oh, you want...
Everyone can do that. Everyone
Sorry,
can fucking do
your
that.
issue is that I can't myself watching this film. How dare they put the burden of
They
climate
didn't give
change
me.
on me?
They didn't give me the fucking tools to do it, did me?
I'm not Aquaman. I can't save the ocean.
Aquaman drops a mic at the end like he's helped. He didn't help me. He didn't help me. I all I can do is turn my lights off, turn the aircon off, and recycle. Okay, those are within my means. Okay, I don't know how many trees to plant. I don't know what needs to be done. Give me the tools, and I'll help.
I would have preferred the film. The last 30 minutes was just a very detailed instructions on how you can better yourself and be more informed about climate policy. That would have been a better film and a more powerful film.
I think the ending of the movie should have been, don't worry, we're going to reverse global warming. And Nicole Kidman needs to be like, how many people do you need? Jason Momoa goes, only one. And him and the octopus puts on his sunglasses, lights his cigarette, and off they go.
Ocean montage, but it's just them like recycling, picking up them like chatting to like governments and trying to get talking about big oil, closing it down, renewable energies.
That octopus in a little suit at Congress, just like with his limbs, like lecturing out to everybody, and just people leaning forward, just like listening intently.
Someone with big oils like shaking their head going, we should have known, we should have listened.
Shell oils like whispering, like BP's like, oh.
They're like, should we kill that octopus?
Yeah,
should we pour oil into his home?
Yeah, just somebody with a cigar being like, that octopus looks fucking delicious. That's the end of the movie. They solve it, okay? They solve everything.
Yeah.
What more do you want? I have nothing else to talk about.
It's just Lord of the Rings. They storm the castle, they break the stuff.
They storm the castle, nobody dies, they kill the villain.
Mantra falls down a hole, but it's that sort of death you go, you could have made that, couldn't you? You could be in the third. However, there ain't no, so he's dead.
If they knew there was going to be a third, I reckon he would have been a part of a post-credit sequence.
Yes.
That would have been like a bat getting him.
Yeah.
Oscar, who would watch Aquaman 2?
I've not watched one of these films, like these Marvel, like I think the DC ones are worse at it, but it is fascinating watching one of these sort of big blockbuster. I feel like Fast X is so surreal and so messy that it almost is enjoyable, whereas this, it's definitely like flawed in so many areas, but it's such a weird thing to watch. I'm actually surprised. It's just a bit surreal, It's so cartoony. I don't really know what you're meant to grab onto. There's no emotional stakes. It's all kind of nothing. I think it's poetic that this is the end of it. It's just, I think it encapsulates them all, really.
So who do you think it's for?
I think, actually, no, say the other DC Universe ones are a bit more, this is serious. And I guess this is probably my, fourth favorite one of the DC Universe, so it's not looking good.
Yeah, I mean, this sort of tone is DC's response to Marvel, right?
Yes.
After their initial tone was
Dark, gritty.
Yeah, and audiences went, no.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really funny, I still think, to even be like, those first couple DC movies are trying to do Nolan's tone.
Yeah.
When you're just like, Nolan's movies were never this stupidly dark.
Yeah.
Like, they were just serious films.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
going
they
down the
weren't...
noir, like take off from those 70s films rather than just, this is dark and bleak.
They weren't just like,
the fun ones, the Suicide Squad, because remember that was meant to actually be like a complete, okay, we've got the tone, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
And then I think Guardians came out and they went, it's silly now, so we're going to do silly.
Yeah.
That one's the...
And it was just the editing. They were like, make this serious movie silly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this movie is just it's crazy to actually see one of these franchises actually implode and go out on a whimper.
Yeah.
Like, this is a franchise, like, of movies that have films that made $1 billion, 800 million. Like, I think... pre Barbie and Captain Marvel, Wonder Woman was the highest grossing movie ever made by a woman.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of these big fucking movies in here, and it's crazy that they just let them implode.
Yeah.
This is up there. I think the first Aquaman movie is like one of the highest grossing movies of Warner Brothers, up there with like Harry Potter and Barbie and stuff. And it feels like they showed no sort of nurturing to their sequel to try and make sure it also made $1 billion.
I think it's just crazy. Like, it's crazy they had so much money, but they got just so greedy. Just like, we can just...
we don't have to try.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. It feels like them being like, no, if we put out a turd, people will watch it.
Yeah.
And then I think the cinema-going landscapes change, so people are doing their own thing.
Yeah.
So who do I think it's for? I think
it's an interesting one to see in the sense that I think they're trying to somehow. I think it's interesting they've gone back to like all the classic like 80s and 2000s films. Gone, we're going to take a bit of Star Wars, but doesn't it not feel like so much of that?
Yeah, it just feels like parts of other things.
And I think it's interesting that it has no vision because they don't know what they're doing. Aquaman should not be $1 billion franchise.
Yeah,
you know. So then it's just sort of like we're going to do all the big blockbuster things and figure it out.
Because the other thing is the first, and again, I think they're very similar movies in the end anyway.
Yeah.
But the first Aquaman has very specific, that is a full action set piece.
Yeah.
You know, and that is a interesting action set piece.
Yeah.
These action scenes blur into one another of just sort of implosions underwater and explosions going off and somebody getting thrown away.
Yeah.
Super repetitive. Nothing very special to any of the action. So it's just odd that they weren't even trying to satisfy that aspect of their first film.
Well, I think the Who Would Watch This, I think they were always asking who would watch this, the people that made the film, because it feels like they're trying to get everyone on board.
Well, what is an Aquaman fan? What does an Aquaman fan want from an Aquaman movie?
I don't know.
Like, it's so hard to do. That must
be their discussion, like, fuck, man.
But it feels like in the same year, the Marvel was doing the same thing, being like, what do people want from a Captain Marvel 2?
Yeah.
And then not knowing.
No.
So that you end up with this other mess.
Yeah.
Like, it just feels like them being like, oh, we have to make sequels to these big hits, even though they don't really warrant a sequel or need one.
The interesting thing is them getting the rise to power, getting
that's
their
right.
stuff. And then it's like, what do you do with them now? They've got either godly powers or a weird fish power.
Yeah.
And you see him like kind of go, I want to be a politician. I guess I want to be a father. So, will that sustain a film?
Yeah, I guess this movie is for people that have always wanted a global warming edge to a superhero film.
Yeah. I think Al Gore, would love this film.
This movie's inconvenient.
Yeah.
Like the truth. And people need to know that.
I think we can set it there. I think Al Gore's inconvenient truth heads.
Dusting my hands of it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Oscar, first movie of the year is done and dusted.
Oh my god.
Whoa, we are back. We are back in a big way.
Carl.
Add some music here. Put a little bit of zhuzh over here, a little twinkle. Huh?
Okay.
We're back.
We're back in a big way.
We're killing it.
I was going to say, do we do a palate cleanser? But I remember we only really watched Cocktail in the last...
Oh, yeah.
We rewatched Cocktail.
We both rewatched Cocktail as our last movie of 2023.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I'm glad we did it on the podcast. It's odd. It's real odd, Carl.
Yeah.
I think but I think it's such a fun time capsule. Yeah. And I think everyone should go watch it because it's so just isn't money great. And the film kind of wants it feels like the narrative should be agree gets you, but it doesn't. It doesn't. No.
It's a movie that I think would be like a 5-star film if its pacing was better by 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Like if it just sometimes you're just like, what are we doing here? There's a lot of slam poetry in it too. I always forget that
and
aspect.
Yuppie.
It's always the yuppies.
Oh god.
I have seen Dream Scenario.
Oh yeah.
And I very much liked that movie. Nice. So I'll shout that one out as a little palate cleanser.
Oh my god, goodness.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah.
Oscar, what are we reviewing next week?
Carl, I feel like I've got a song in my heart, Carl. And you know what? I've got 3 of them, huh? Because I think we're going to be doing a little bit of a High School Musical.
That's right.
Oh, shit.
We are all in this together, and we're going to be doing High School Musical.
Oh, my God. I'm so excited. Troy Bolton is...
Yeah, I think you nailed that.
Yeah,
wow,
nice.
Well done.
Thank you.
We've got all your favorite actors. Zac Efron. You now.
Corbin Bleu. Fucking LNU. I got another one as well.
Ashley Tisdale.
Shit.
What have you got now,
I have the Tiz.
Damn! She does count as a separate person. All right, thank you for listening.
Thank you.